Hey guys, we're out in the mountains for the next couple days and I'm going to be shooting the new Brocock Sniper, and this is the XR model. This is new for 2020. I received this a little over a month ago from Airguns of Arizona. I've shot it. It's a really neat gun. If you guys aren't familiar with the Brocock series of rifles, they were bolt action. And they've recently changed that to a side lever, which was something that a lot of people wanted. And they've changed a few other things about this rifle that I'll get into. This is the high power version of the XR, and this has the 23-inch Lothar Walther barrel, and it does have a half-inch UNF threading, so you can use a wide variety of moderators on this. I've got the 0 decibel. This is the shorter version of it, and it seems to work pretty well with this rifle. The biggest improvements to the gun have been obviously the side lever, and they did change the breech on this to accommodate the new hammer system. As far as I've been told, this has a lighter weight hammer, which just makes a smoother firing cycle, and it makes the gun just a little more efficient along with the regulator. So the XR does come with 4 increments of power adjustment externally. It's got this little knob here, and it's just got 4 clicks. At the lowest setting, you're going to be right around 25 foot-pounds, and it's just going to go up to there until you get right around 53. And so this is a nice feature if you're going to be doing some work, you know, pesting in a barn or target shooting in your backyard, and you just wanted to bring the noise levels down along with the power, you know, maybe not to penetrate a backstop. So it's just a nice extra little feature that I think is very useful in different field conditions. Now these guns are available with several different size bottles. This is the 480cc, and I believe you can get a 500cc, and then I think there is a smaller one, which is probably on the shorter version of this rifle. So this is the high-powered model. I'm going to get right around 53 foot-pounds in 25 caliber. It is Huma regulated, and you can externally adjust the regulator just as you could most all the other Bantams. Underneath here is a little screw. You can use a little screwdriver, and you can finally adjust the regulator. This is set at 150 bar. So you could bring the power up a little if you wanted to turn the reg up and maybe just do a little bit of hammer adjustment. We're going to check out some crony numbers and set some targets out at 100 yards and just test a couple different kinds of pellets. So the 25.39 grain JSBs are going 947 on average. So this gun has got a good amount of power, really no adjustment needed. I'm sure this would probably shoot the 33 grains really well. Here's 10 shots at 100 yards with the 25 grain JSBs. Awesome group. I mean, damn near the same hole. Mind you, the weather is very calm. This is excellent. It's probably one of my best groups for 100 yards. We're gonna go back and we're gonna check the Hades, and then I'm gonna shoot some slugs as well. This is a 10-shot self-indexing magazine. Seems to be built really well, pretty sturdy, and definitely easy to load. I'm gonna use these 25 caliber Hades as an example. And by the way, I really like these new screw-on lids. And you guys might say, well, who cares, it's a screw-on lid. When you're out in the field, having a screw-on lid is kind of nice because it's not going to come loose in your pocket, and it's not going to be prone to prematurely opening and spilling all over the dirt. And I like them. They seem to shoot pretty well, seem to be pretty accurate, and they load really well in these mags. Really easy to just turn this to the next, and there's really no change in the magazines. Although this one seems a lot smoother. I know some of the magazines in the past have needed adjustment, and I think I either struck the lottery with this one or they have made an improvement to the magazine system. This is the new side lever, really well made, and this is very similar to the bolt handle that they had on the older models. I'm sure that they may have either used some of those or it's just a totally redesigned unit, but definitely looks very similar in style. Well made, you know, nice and strong, very smoothly opens. It's got a pretty thick pin here, nice arms. I don't really see anything that looks like it's gonna break. It looks like a pretty well-made unit. And these magazines just slide in very easily from the left side of the rifle. And you can see it's just got a really short throw. And you know, I can do this with my finger, so it's very easy cocking. Much big improvement. The 26.54 grain Hades are going 931 feet per second on average. Still a great number. This gun does have power. So these are the 26 grain Hades, 10 shots, 100 yards, and you can see these did really well too. The breeze kind of picked up a little bit, but nothing major. I'm pretty impressed with this as well as the JSBs. We're gonna go back and set up for some slugs. The trigger on these new Brococks is supposedly improved. This one breaks at just under a pound, which is an improvement from the older models out of the box. Just got a little first stage. That's the first stage. And then pretty predictable to pull. Now this trigger works really well for target shooting, works really well for hunting. I think, you know, if you're really a trigger snob, you might want to lighten it up a little bit. But for my use, it works really well, and you guys can see from my 100-yard groups, there definitely isn't a problem with the trigger. These are the 33.5 grain Nielsen specialty ammo slugs. And to be honest, I'm surprised how well these do, considering the barrel on this gun has a little bit of a choke on it. Normally, choked barrels don't shoot slugs that great from my experience. But this seems to shoot them pretty well because I think it has enough power to actually be able to push them. This is 100 yards with the 33.5 grain NSA slugs. These are a hollow point. I only had a few of them left out of my package, and they've proven to work really well out of a lot of guns that I've tried them in. And surprisingly, they do really well at 100 yards out of the XR, considering it does have a choked barrel. So I was pleasantly surprised. So whatever they've done to this barrel really kind of allows the gun to shoot a wide variety of ammo. And the slugs fit really well into the magazines. Normally I single shot load slugs and pellets when I'm target shooting. I don't know if they've made an improvement to the magazine. It doesn't really look any different to me, but it feels a lot smoother when I'm loading the gun. Something that's become really important to me lately has been barrel flex. I know a lot of times, you know, the longer barreled guns tend to have a lot of flex because there's obviously nothing attached here. There's no barrel band. This is attached, you know, directly to the breech. And so I always like to kind of flex it, you know, and I really don't feel anything here. I mean, it's just, you know, it's not floppy, feels pretty solid. And I say this because a lot of times, you know, when we're out in the field, we'll lean the gun against something or it'll tip over, and you go and take a shot and your point of impact is, you know, way off. And so for me, it's really important to have a sturdy barrel system, and I think they've done a pretty good job with this. This is the RX target systems. Really a great tool for practice at home or out in the range. You can see I hit 5 out of 5. Just an awesome target. My friend David builds these, and I've used them a lot for practice, and I just kind of used it in this case just to kind of show you guys how fast you can shoot pretty quick. The side lever is definitely really fast. Now that we have the camp situated, Marley and I are going to head away from camp kind of behind us on this hillside, and I'm hoping we can spot some jackrabbits moving up in through some of the thicker areas. We'll get to it and we'll check back in. After about a mile of walking, I came to this bluff that overlooked a dry creek bed. My plan was to head through the creek and up into the mountains on the other side. Hopefully I could get some luck on some jackrabbits moving up the hillsides. Well guys, we came back to camp. It's really cold out there. Not much activity. I did take a shot on one jackrabbit. He was about 80 yards. I missed, he took off, tried to do a follow-up shot, and he was gone. And they were really quick. I think the fact it's so cold, they're just hunkered down, so there really isn't much activity. I was hoping I could get one to be able to cook tonight, but we brought some other stuff. Right now I'm just going to get a fire started and try and get some more wood and just situate the camp for the night. My experience is when it's really cold like this, a lot of times it can be very difficult to start any kind of a fire. And so what I like to do is just start really small, very small, fine kindling, and then just slowly kind of build it up until I can throw some of the larger stuff on. Because a lot of times you'll use, you know, some heavier stuff first, and there really just isn't enough fire to really get it started. And so you really need tiny pieces that are easier to burn, if that makes sense. So even though I had no luck with the hunting today, it was still nice to get out with the XR and really kind of see how it felt, you know, carrying out in the field. It's not very heavy, it shoulders really nice. This has the 600 millimeter barrel, I think it's 23 inches. And so it is a bit long, but I didn't run into any problems where it was like snagging on bushes or branches or anything. and it seems to have a good amount of power to get out to extended ranges. I really like the side lever on this because it's a really short throw. A lot of guns have a really long cocking arm, so the leverage on it, you got to really kind of pull it back. This seems to happen pretty quickly, and so follow-up shots are pretty easy with it. The magazine seems to be a little smoother than some of the others that I've used from previous Brococks. But overall, I'd say this gun, you know, is great to hike with, and without the bipod, the gun is obviously a lot lighter. I use the bipod because I have to set the gun down frequently to be able to set up the cameras. The gun carries and shoulders really well. I like the ergonomics of this stock, and you know, this is kind of a semi bullpup, and so I really like how the weight is really kind of towards the back of the rifle, so it makes offhand shooting a lot easier. I'm gonna let this fire die down a little bit and get some coals in here, and then I'm gonna cook something for dinner. And I'm looking forward to getting up tomorrow, and hopefully we can have some luck with the jackrabbits in the morning. I just used the lid to my large cast iron pot. Makes a really good little platform to be able to heat stuff up. I got some turkey and cheese sandwiches here and just kind of grilling them. Really nice having something warm. And then I got some coffee going. Marley's already asleep. She's had a pretty long day. We're gonna get up early in the morning, and hopefully we can have some better luck. Good morning, guys. It was really cold last night. Got down to freezing. See, here's Marley's water dish. The solid ice here. I just got up, made a fire, made some coffee. I'm gonna hang out here for a little bit, and then we're gonna head out into this field. And hopefully today will be a little bit warmer and we might see a little more activity. We'll get to it and check back in. So we were hiking through this field here, and I was able to spot a couple ground squirrels out here in front of us, and there's quite a few holes. So we're gonna sit here and see if we can get anything. Got this guy at 65 yards, perfect headshot, and just caused a lot of damage to this adult. The sun is out today, so we are seeing them. This actually surprised me that I was able to see them, because I didn't really expect to be hunting ground squirrels here today. Well guys, we're going to be heading back to camp. I'm going to be packing up and heading out of here. I've had a really nice couple days. I hope you guys enjoyed the footage. I was really happy we were able to get a couple ground squirrels. The hunting here has been absolutely brutal here the past couple months due to it being so cold. And I'm looking forward to the warmer weather. I really enjoy the side lever on this gun. It's just a lot of fun. Thing shoots really well, and the thing that I'm impressed with the most is how well it shoots a variety of ammo. And the barrel system on this gun is very sturdy. I really kind of beat the heck out of this gun the past month since I've been using it, and I haven't had any issues with it. I think Brocock has really outdone themselves with this gun. They've done a really exceptional job of building an accurate, durable hunting rifle. I really want to thank Airguns of Arizona for sponsoring me to get out in the field with this gun and be able to show you guys as much as I could about it. I look forward to bringing you guys some more videos. I've got another series coming up. We're going to be doing some varmint hunting. I've got a big property that has a ton of ground squirrels, so it should be a lot of fun. I really appreciate you guys watching, and we'll talk to you soon.